Welcome to the Linda's Fur Family YouTube channel, a feel-good place for dog lovers of all ages. Through fun videos and lots of stories, follow the escapades of my fur family, Doug, Willow, Sparky, Bella, and Barkley. Who are these fur kids, and how did they come to live with me? Which one is the social director? Which one is a toy hoarder? Whose nickname is Mrs. Wigglebutt? These and many other intriguing questions will be answered. Hi, I'm Linda, dog mom and pack leader to 5 adorable adopted rescue dogs known as Linda's Fur Family. And this is my fur family. This is Barkley. Hi. And this is Willow, Doug, Bella, and Sparky. Today, I'm going to share Willow's gotcha story, and you'll get to meet Willow today. Aren't you going to hang out with us for a little while, Barkley, or do you want to go hang out in the closet? Huh? You want to go? What do you want to do? Huh? You want to stay? You want to go? Bye. Come here, Belle. Oh, shush, shush. Come here, Belle. Come on. Come here, Belle. Good girl. There's my Belle. Hello. Okay. Everybody's comfy now? All right. You got prime real estate because Barkley decided to go hang out in the closet. He likes to hang out in the closet where it's cool and quiet. Anyway, this is Willow's day. This is Willow's gotcha story. So in September of 2016, I was sitting on my couch watching television one night, and I got a text message from a friend of mine who belongs to one of the Facebook groups that I follow, one of the dog groups, probably the Wonderful World of the Bichon Frise. And she knew that I had connection to Lucky Dog Rescue because several of my dogs had come from them. And she had seen a couple of little white dogs that she thought were Bichons and wanted to get some more information, but she couldn't find them anymore. So she reached out to me and asked me if I could reach out to the director and get some information. So I texted Dee and I said, do you know anything about these 2 little white Bichons? And she said, actually, they were Coton de Toulouse and they are not available. And I said, okay, I'll let her know. In the meantime, a couple of minutes later, she texted me a picture of this little Maltese, and she said, this is Willow. We just brought her in to the rescue. And I said, oh no, I don't need another dog. I don't want another dog. But I looked at Willow, and I realized that she looked a lot like Cooper, who I had just lost back in July. So I put the phone down, and I ignored it for a little while, and I went back to watching TV. And after about a half an hour, I picked up the phone and I looked at her little face again, and I found myself texting Dee, so where is Willow? Turns out Willow was at Kaibab Animal Hospital in Scottsdale getting checked out, because that's what they do when they bring dogs into the rescue. They get them medical checked out. And so I scheduled a time to go meet Willow. Really, I don't know. I thought she was cute. I thought she looked like Cooper, but I don't know that I actually thought that I was going to adopt another dog. So a couple of days later, my now ex-boyfriend and me went down to Kaibab. We got to the animal hospital and they brought us into one of the exam rooms, and they brought in this little mess of a dog. She was a mess. She was terrified. She was quiet. And apparently they got her from one of the pounds. They rescued her out of one of the pounds. And she was so badly neglected and so matted that they had to shave her down to the skin. The problem is that she wouldn't let them shave or go anywhere near her head. And so she was shaved, her entire body was shaved up to her neck, but then the rest of her was all hair. So she looked like this tiny little white lion. And she ran and hid under the table. And so she wouldn't come out. I went back out into the area and I spoke with one of the technicians and I said, is there a way of, maybe, because the table was on a hydraulic. And so she came in and she pushed the button and she lifted the table up so that she couldn't hide under the table anymore. But then she ran and hid under the chairs. There was 2 chairs in the exam room. And she wouldn't come out. And that's where she stayed for the better part of an hour. And so we kept trying to get her to come out. You want to come and see me? Come and sit up. We kept, I know, he's going to growl at your sister. So we kept trying to get her to come out, and she would not come out from under the chairs. So after a little while, I went back out and I said, do you guys have any treats? Do you have any like little, dog biscuits? So they gave me a little bag of treats, and I went back inside and I put a little piece of treat on the floor in front of the chairs, and she came out and pinched the food and ran back under the chair. Come to find out, Willow is quite the food meister, aren't you? He's quite the food meister. Can I have a kiss? Thank you. Okay. I was determined that I was going to get this little dog to come out from under the chair so that we could meet her and see what was going on. So I kept putting food, and she kept coming out and eating it and running back inside. Putting food down and she kept grabbing it and going back in. So after a little while longer, he had moved over. We were sitting on the floor because we thought that she would eventually maybe, just come out and check us out. I stayed on the floor. He went and sat on one of the chairs. So she managed to sneak out from behind from under the chair long enough for him to, she rolled over on her stomach. She rolled over on her back and showed him her stomach because she likes to have tummy rubs. Now she likes to bark at the neighbor. Can you sit down? Good girl. So she let him rub her tummy. Quiet. Anyway, Willow loves to have her tummy rubbed. So she let him rub her tummy, and then when he went to pet her, she ran back under the chair. After a while, after that, she did eventually come out, and we picked her up and said hello and checked her out a little bit, and she wasn't quite sure what to make of anything. I have the cutest pictures of her that she's got these tear-stained little eyes, and she's got this little lion's mane and this skinny little shaved down body. Now she weighs about 8 pounds. I think then if she was all of 6.5 pounds, it was a lot. I know. Okay. All right. She's not scared anymore. Just saying. Actually, that's not true. She's quite the vicious little girl when you're at a distance. But when you get closer, she still runs under and hides. Okay, good girl. Thank you. So we finally agreed that we would bring her home and see how she did with the rest of the pack and kind of go from there. We were just going to take it one day at a time. I think this was on a Wednesday. So on Friday, they did her spay, and they found out she had a little hernia, so they fixed that too. And we went back the end of the day on Friday to pick her up. And they waited until she had come, that she was under anesthesia, to shave her because she wouldn't let anybody near her head. So when I got there to pick her up, she had no hair. She was just shaved down to the skin. Tiny, scared, tear-stained, adorable little dog that I just fell in love with. So she came home and got into the house and met the rest of the pack. At that time, we had Mr. Smee and Teddy and Doug and Zoe. Now, Teddy, Zoe, and Mr. Smee are all at the Rainbow Bridge. Doug is still here. He's now the patriarch of the pack. I can't believe that he's been here the longest. But he had. That first night, she came into the house. She ran under the couch almost immediately. And that's kind of where she stayed. I have a sectional couch, and so she ran back and she was in the corner of where the couches meet. And I figured I'll just leave her be because she's new. I don't want to traumatize her. I let every dog that comes into the pack, I let them have their own space and I let them find their own way around, and they eventually all come around and become comfortable and trusting. I've learned that to just let everybody come around in their own time and not force anything with them. But it was 10 o'clock, it was 10:30, it was 11 o'clock. I was thinking about wanting to go to bed, and I really had to get this cute little Maltese girl named Willow out from under my couch. Now, Willow came with the name Willow. I'm pretty sure that Dee gave her that name because they had no idea what her name was. She was a stray. But she's the only one of my dogs that I have not changed her name because it just suits her perfectly, and I loved the name Willow. It just works. So anyway, I realized then that she liked food. So I went in the kitchen and I got some chicken. I had a little piece of chicken left. So I little tiny piece of chicken and I put it on the floor in front of the couch, and she snuck out and grabbed the food and ran back under the couch. Okay, I know this drill. So I put another piece of food down and she grabs it and she runs back under the couch. Now Mr. Smee is sitting on half of the sectional and he's watching. He doesn't know anything about like what's going on other than there's food and I'm not getting any of it. So he's leaning over the couch looking at the floor, and I'm afraid he's going to fall off the couch because he's like trying to get down and get to the food because I'm not sharing it because I don't have a lot of chicken left, and I need to have enough to get her out from under the couch so that I can put her in the crate and we can all go to bed. So I don't know how long it took, but I was just about down to my last piece of chicken, and she came out and I managed to scoop her up. Oh, I'm sorry, Bella. I managed to scoop her up. And I didn't want to traumatize her any more than she already was, but she really couldn't sleep under the couch all night. So we got out of the couch and we went and we got in our little crate. Mommy bought a new little pad cushion for the crate, which now, 5 years later, she actually sleeps under the bed sometimes. She goes and starts her night under the bed. And I have the little cushion from the crate under there. And she goes and she hangs out for a little while. She's the only one that's small enough to fit under the bed. Well, actually, take that back. Sparky is small enough to fit under the bed, but he just always wants to be where Mom is. Anyway, the first week or so that she was here, she didn't go under the couch anymore and hide. She was better about that, but she did stake her claim under the kitchen table. That was where she was going to be safe. She did come out to eat. She did come out and check out the other dogs, but she wasn't gregarious. She wasn't going to come out and play. So she sat under the table and she watched. And every day I would play fetch with Doug and Teddy, and Zoe would hang out over here. And she watched the other kids get pettings and smoochings, and she watched them playing and having fun. And eventually, she came out from under the table because she realized that it was safe to do so. And you know, they talk about how the pack teaches the other dogs, and it really, really is very true. She learned from everybody else that it was safe and that it was okay to come out and play and get loving and sit on my lap. Now, she's not a lap dog. She still isn't a lap dog, as you can see. She likes to sit by herself. She likes to sit near me, but not necessarily on me. Like Bella. Bella's the lap queen, and Sparky. But over the last 5 years, she has just developed into such an adorable dog. And her little personality, I call her Mighty Willow now. We've taken her out with Bella. We go out to lunch all the time. She rides in the stroller. She doesn't necessarily like people, and she doesn't necessarily dislike people. I think she's really just scared of most people. And there's a few people over the years that she's liked and trusted. But in time, she has continued to evolve, which I find really, really interesting. Even in the last 6 months or so, she's just changed. She keeps becoming more and more open and more energetic. And now she runs up the stairs and runs onto the bed to see me and rolls over on her back and rub my tummy, Mommy. And she grumbles and she talks a little bit sometimes like Teddy used to do. And I'm just so grateful for her to be here. And I'm glad that I picked up the phone that day and said, "Where is Willow anyway?" So thank you for listening. Thank you for allowing me to share Willow's gotcha story and introduce you to Willow. And you got to meet my Willow girl today. She is also the one who is called Mrs. Wigglebutt. That is her nickname. In the meantime, thank you so much again for listening. If you liked what you heard, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, Share with your friends so that other people can come and hang out with us. We also have an Instagram and a Facebook page, lindasfurfamily.com. And soon in the future, we will be doing some videos where I will share friends and their stories. We will do a segment called Linda's Fur Family Talk Time. And we'll have some other friends come and share their stories with their fur children. In the meantime, thank you again. Have a good day. Bye.
If you love dogs, then this is the place to come and enjoy the escapades of my fur kids. Subscribe to the Linda's Fur Family channel and click on the bell to be notified of the latest hijinks. Help our channel grow by hitting the like button and share so other dog lovers can come and hang out with us. I work so my dogs can have a better life.